Okay, tiles are parked and the players are ready. Okay, we have Segun Durojaiye go first and Abiola with Barbering. Okay, what's the big question about Barbering? Barbering for 26 points. Okay, that's in the excuse me, now diamonds coming down. The X3. Alright, okay, sports are just in the plane map for 32 points here, map. He'll see Taxman come down for 30 points. That's sort of fancy. And we get a first bingo on the board of Lenny Prize. Okay, let's see what options are available here for. Okay, there is a bingo of 8 letter word here, and I experts die. Okay, that's a three. Okay, two sins. Okay, there are no bonus for John and Enoch here in this turn. Okay, full of options for them here are avionic for 33 points. Avionic through the V and I of Lenny Price. I mean that's some top mission. Other options are acidic through the eye of Lenny Price. Or Fox, maybe the plate C or X. Keeping SCB. Okay, they went for acidic for 33 points. This is one of the top moves here. Let's see the option available for Segun and Abiola. They have tons of points here. points for 36 quieted through the eye of acidity. The 6 points being arranged one side. Okay, 6 points come down for 36 points really quick. So the option available for John. A walk for 29. Sorry, excuse me, 27 points. This is one of their best options also. And Segun Durojaiye with the first blank. Segun and Abiola are now the first blank, and we are getting bingo down on this board. Their head run for 86. Other options are maybe Ochidoro or 88 through the sea of Pacific or the their head run being committed. Okay. Oh, so it's close to picking his name. Oh, this is really, really fast. I mean, they have been rushed here. June for 36 points. June for 36, keeping a really decent and promising lead. They would be hoping to, get a bingo as soon as possible because now the scores are, getting really proud of. I'm sure at this point, they just want to, keep picking your high score. Or they could just play you. Why go you through, under wolf or A or UAY still at the same position for 28 points. Like they have taken their time, and maybe the major is okay. Hope we are not missing anything, trying to check this on gigs. I mean, if you are not missing anything, then, just before you commit to more. John and Enoch will see ROI. I mean, he's not looking for anything. Yeah, to say you are arranged, maybe why hold you quickly, under wall. The board is really open at this point. You have the upper part of the board, couple of loads are up there for use, and there's still the edge of playing price. So the board it's really lively at this point, I would say. Really, really lively. And you do not want to be thinking of blocking the board at this point. I think we are getting Crowley for 30 points. I mean, this eludes me. Or maybe, I would be sort of concerned about the Rackley. But high is not bad. Crowley for 30 points to go up decently. One option, return, and have the okay, they could play Pawnee through the P of Crowley for 28 points. You keep out it being uh, Pawnee being submitted on the board. Now, this is my concern about Crowley. Now, you left two barrels on your right, and you just drew four more of them, and you have six barrels to deal with. Okay, I see the difference of Ali for 18 points, still being considered. Yes, if you don't have a reasonable like play on the board, you just want go for difference and sort of protect the little lead you have. I mean, in my opinion, and from what I could see, Ali is bad. You're sort of controlling the upper part of the board. See Ali come down already, 18 points. And let's look at the options available for return and like evolve for 25. This is one of the top options for that turn. For farm down for 25 points. Oh, Belgium. Actually, that was a good 7 meter word for it. Not going to play on this bird. The highest scoring zone for them here is the play revive for 31 points, 3B of Barvine. In the EX is for a low lot of points. Low lot of points. Another option is, where they click contain through the points, just drop and high and, they keep the raffle. I don't know the rationale behind this option for cooperating. But with revive, revive looks cool here if they could sort of look like the, but it's still, I want to just, okay, we see AO from down. AO for 13 point. Really tough for John and Enoch. Very, very tough. They are still waiting their maiden bingo on this board. Couple of options for John and Aiyedun here is the AIA through pointing. using the coins, just putting an eye through the coins and then to make pointing and AIA for 26 points. That's called the Lord. The board is not actually dead yet, You still have the D and the R float from Icenne and maybe the wife will be but for now you just want to get some points to keep the lead decent and you don't want your opponents to really go far, really far in the game. Okay, right. Okay, you can understand the rationale behind the guy. They ain't giving up yet. The E would be useful going forward. Segun, every time I've been like for a drive for 28 points. Through the Y of being this was essentially well considering the rap they have, the rap they are working with right now. Because honestly, at this point, you sort of considering blocking the board, you would this sacrificing tons of points a couple of move, and if your opponent in turn gets at least a big way down the board, just you find them really close to you. You don't want that to happen at this point. So you are Segun and Abiola right now. You would want to be taking an ice score. So why you and you are not open up of the triple. I mean, you are just safe for now. This game has really been one way so far, and not much for John to work with here again. Not much. They could play AA. I mean, AA, making Quintan for 21 points. The highest points are showed Q, you know, the E is still the active one, but could be useful if it's sort of draw what works. Okay, we see Duma. Okay, I think the option here, I mean, the rationale here is they are opening the origin couple of winners. It's, open the board in couple of ways for your up for yourself, and keep yourself alive in the game. And now they have the first blood. This is really interesting. If you actually go right now, what would you do? They do not have much points in, but now they are, playing parallel through the upper part of the board, to sort of take out the floats there. Now they are taking care of the upper part of the board with Laha. They already drew the first line, but they can't use it for a bonus play in this one, as they do not have any bonus plays right now. We still have three assists in the bag. I mean, fancy to John and Enoch. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, so I mean, they didn't play Lara. I mean, they haven't committed. Okay, so they changed that to Dario. Wow. And I sort of talked about this, like you want to be blocking and you'll be taking some really low points, and if your opponent gets to display what a bingo, you just like find them really close to you. Let's look at the option for June and Enoch again. This board now they could now easily play the 7 letter on their rack now. They have two options here through the D of Dario. One is Tuatara and Tantara. Okay, then Tatana. Okay, I believe we would get a bonus come down here. It's really, really a lifeline for John and Enoch in this game. You have to find a bonus to play in this turn, and you would want to take your time. Then Segun and Abiola, they have this view in their rack now, so whatever John and Enoch does, would in turn give a high return for Segun to counterplay. I mean Segun and Abiola to actually counterplay their bingo. I mean, things are not really getting easy for them. Hey, seems like we are missing something here. Is it strategic or that sort of skip there? The full of options they had on their did that skip them with strategy? Okay. They had a couple of options there, although there would be backlash of the Z provided they did that. Okay, we see is Zion being arranged here for 37 points. I mean, if they played design here, okay, this has been changed to res. Design is too aggressive at this point because any bonus through the Z scores a lot. So you don't want to give so much back. Oh wow. Turn and Enoch tons of option here. There's lots of option here. You could play through the hell high, couple of 9 letters here. Oh, oh no. We can't actually see the rank of June and Enoch again. We hope our technical team, gets to, of course, we adjust the rack camera. But then, as we have, a lot of 9 letters through the floors. at the upper part of the board. They have straight edge, I mean, cartel is through the LI. We have literators, they have literates through the LI of dihedron. I hope, maybe the bingo they should have played the last turn, or maybe they passed that strategically, maybe because of the points is not much and their opponents could easily counter play. I mean, there are a lot of justifications to that. But then I would just feel you don't want to you know, pass up bonus when you want to have them because you could have one and have the other one, and alas, you are back in the game. It's not actually easy for you, sporting a premium on your rack when you have a blank because it's really difficult, So you have to, be assuming through 26 letters, you name the blank A, you name the blank A, sort of do some mental balancing through that way. So I mean, if player misses a bingo with a blank, it gets really justified. I mean, we are all human. Now, they have taken a lot of time in this point. Yes, because I'm trying to say, is there even a 7 meter here? They could play through the E, through the D. Oh, okay, they have a lot. So, I have a zone, they are looking through, playing 9 later through the double word on top of the word. Seems like we're having another miss or strategy. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to beat their opponent to the next and have an LMP. Maybe they could shoot their shots that way. The job is just getting much more easier for Segun and Abiola here. I mean, the game, as we saw so far, has really been one-sided. But now that they are racks, they are not active. Earlier they didn't even have a rack now to work over with what it required. But for the past 2 turns, they've had a rack that are really active on this board where they could get a big goal like Tantara, as we saw earlier. And so far, the chances of coming back in this game keep getting tinier. And the more you pass opportunities and just don't want to, you don't want to do that consecutively. Say Segun with Oye come down for 21. There isn't much you can do to okay. Dimension from John and Aiyedun. It's not getting any easier for John and Enoch. You don't want your last option on the board to be that you have to find a 9 later on the board. That means elite player even struggles when it comes to that. The only bonus here for them is through the LI at the upper part of the board. Swelliest, from swellier, swelly. I mean, so you have to make your blank and hide for you to but the concern here is are they even thinking towards okay, we could have a 9 letter here. Let's maybe they're looking through the D of Tuma or the D of Dario, or through the B of Barbie, so I'm just trying to be in the player's shoes at this point. It was still being played for 22 points. I think I don't know. I'm trying to depict what they're trying to do here is maybe they keep beating their opponents to short scoring to the end of the game, and and maybe you just want to come back with an LMP, maybe you could shoot your shots at such point. Oh wow, Segun and Abiola as a bonus on this turn through the D of Kilmar, who's 90 for 61. Do you think Segun and Abiola will find a big goal through the D of Kilmar? Who's tempted for 61? OSTEMTED. So it's a really awkward word and it's not your regular word you see being played in Scrabble. As we can see from this game, Shegun and Abiola have been playing really clinical. I mean, their choices in this game have been perfect and it's working fine. I mean, I think John and Enoch, they have the plan of their own. I mean, they don't just want to play a window of 60 something or whatever. I mean, it doesn't increase their chances to win the game. You need to be hitting almost like 90 each points or 100 each points, to really stand a chance in this game. Or maybe you just keep basing your opponent till the end and balance, you just come back with an LMP. I mean, I don't know what's really going through. But if Shegun and Abiola support their only big goal in this turn, it would really put this game to bed. There won't be any need for negotiation. Okay, they choose to go for tenants. Hey, let's keep blocking the bird. Hey, it's just to go for tenants of 21 points. And things are not easy with Jaren and no foul on their run. What could they do? They could play Smirk. Yeah, I think that's what we're witnessing. Smirk for 32 points. There's a whole lot of points and you get closer to your opponent. The held high and the AD and the upper board is still there for you to use and the D of Duma. Oh, turns out terrorists coming. So Smirk is really throwing in the tower move and there is nothing they can do again. Nothing for them to do again. So really congrats to Segun and Abiola. They really had their nerves and the game really, went on how they've planned it. It's not really easy being John, for John and Enoch in this point. They didn't have much to deal with apart from the couple of bingos they couldn't find, which it's really tough from their position to get. It hasn't been easy for John and Enoch, and this is really a fantastic game and could have been more interesting if we got those bonus from John and Aiyedun Bentley. It's really great from both players, and it's a pleasure to have them on stream here. This is round 9 of the doubles event here at the Masters, and we have one more round to go. So it looks like the players are, getting fatigued already. Yeah, this game is being rough, and the players sign the cards, talk in the background, and lock the board. This is really firecracking as expected, although John and Enoch couldn't fight back in the game. I mean, they didn't have the ammunition to do that for this round, and it's really understandable from their perspective. And Stay tuned. We should have two more seats later on the Masters game.